draw, lose, draw. 2 points achieved out of the last 12 available. Chelsea are on the precipice of a disaster. Romelu Lukaku has been booed off. For the first time in ages, I've heard a Chelsea fan boo a Chelsea player. This isn't in our culture. That isn't how Chelsea fans behave. Chelsea as a club are so forgiving and supportive to our centre-forward. Because of the issues that we've had in that position over the years, we pledged so much support and hope on our goal scorers. If you look at the support that we've given to, it doesn't matter who, Chris Sutton, Fernando Torres, it is so supportive. And Romelu Lukaku has tried even the most generous and patient of Chelsea supporters' patience. It is unbelievable. We are so far away from being the side that we should be. We are so far away from winning the title. We're as far as we've been since 2017. We are nowhere near winning the league. We are actually atrocious. And do you know what's most annoying? Do you know what is so frustrating? Nobody will say it. Because Chelsea won the European Cup last year, because we were magnificent in the European Cup, that has papered over so many cracks. Because we have a masterful tactician, because we have a brilliant manager, and we got lucky in the European Cup, because all of the naughty away games were played in front of no fans. We won a European Cup, and that has papered over the cracks. It has allowed the terrible way that this club is run to become the norm. The people in high positions at Stamford Bridge have been getting it wrong time and time again. Why do we constantly sign mercenaries? Why are we constantly letting players leave Chelsea who are desperate to play for the club? It doesn't matter if it's Tammy Abraham, Tariq Lamptey. Why are we letting these players go in order to bring in the likes of Romelu Lukaku when he clearly has no feeling, no love for the club whatsoever? It's atrocious. It really is, and it's so upsetting. That performance today was just so upsetting. There was no spark at all in the way that we played. And look, we led. We were lucky. Hakim Ziyech scored a fierce goal. I don't think he had a good game whatsoever, but he scored a good goal. But Brighton had all the ball. They were nimble. They were clever. They were thoughtful. They were adventurous. What were we doing? Nothing. Clueless. And I don't know if it's because Kovacic didn't start or what, but we were so clueless. And if Brighton weren't so blunt up front, they would have won the game. We've stolen 2 points off Brighton this season. We've stolen 2 points. They have been robbed of 6. They genuinely have. It's so upsetting. And when Webster nutted in that corner, by the way, anyone fancy marking anyone? Anyone bother? Anyone interested in marking in your own penalty area? Geezer had the freedom of Brighton to just nut it in. It's absolutely ridiculous. And that is another draw, another lead given up. And I just did the maths, right? But in 13 games, we've dropped 21 points. That's the same amount of points that Frank Lampard dropped in his last 13 games. It would obviously be mental to sack Thomas Tuchel. It would obviously be lunacy to sack Thomas Tuchel. It would be incorrect. It would be wrong. It would be heartbreaking, but it would be so typical of Chelsea. It would be so typical of Chelsea to do something like that. And do you know what? My mate was at the game tonight and we were in the WhatsApp group. And do you know what he flagged to me? He said that he has never seen Thomas Tuchel sat down for as long as he was tonight. Tuchel, as a manager, we know he's very animated. He's always up. He's always barking instructions. He's always on the edge of his technical area. Constantly saw pictures tonight. My mates were there. We're putting them in the group. Tuchel wasn't doing that. He wasn't his usual self. He's usually so many gestures, so animated, so articulate in trying to let his players know what he wants from them. And today, it was calm. Calm isn't a good word to use about a manager that is as passionate and committed as Thomas Tuchel. But he wasn't there. He wasn't barking orders. I don't know if I'm just scorned and slightly cynical, but I'm worried. I am worried that Chelsea are going to do something drastic. I remember a year ago, there was that game against Leicester and the writing was on the wall. And I remember being on an episode of The Kickoff weeks before Frank Lampard was sacked. It was the other side of Christmas. And I said I thought they were going to sack him. You can just feel it because we know that is how it's run at Chelsea. And it is so demoralising and it is so depressing. Don't get me wrong. Thomas Tuchel has made mistakes. Thomas Tuchel has been responsible for some of the issues at Chelsea. Picking players out of form, Tactically getting it wrong. I mean, he's been out-thought and out-thunk twice in a month by Graham Potter and Brighton. Tuchel's made mistakes, but he's clearly one of the best managers in the world. He is undoubtedly top 4 managers in the Premier League. So to make any drastic move would be so... It would just be so upsetting. But if things don't change really soon, I can just feel how this is going to go. The other thing where I thought Tuchel got it so wrong tonight, why did we wait until, 80 minutes to make any kind of substitutions? I just can't understand why. We were so desperate to make some moves. We were so desperate for some new ideas and new ammunition, and it just didn't come. So I am really, really worried about what is going to happen next. But where we go from here, I don't know. Chelsea now need to be so afraid of what's going on below us in the league table, which is a complete heartbreaker. If Tottenham, this is the worst sentence that I could ever possibly say. If Tottenham are to win their games in hand, they've got an awful lot of games in hand, but if they are to win them, they go above Chelsea. If Tottenham win their 5 games in hand, they go above Chelsea in the league. What is going on? We should be competing with Manchester City. We should be competing with Liverpool. Instead of that, we are fearful about what Tottenham, Arsenal and West Ham can do to us. And that's not even bringing into the equation the form of Wolverhampton Wanderers, or if Manchester United get it right. This is a real worry. And what are Arsenal now? Arsenal have 3 games in hand and they are 9 points behind. Do you see how this is potentially going to go? Chelsea are now in a situation where qualifying for the European Cup is no longer a formality. It used to be, in no particular order, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, in the European Cup, in whatever order they'll finish, but those 3 will finish in the top 3. Chelsea now have a serious problem because there is no guarantee that we make the European spaces. And that is when the upper echelons of the club, shall we say, get very worried, get very twitchy, and they start making very rash decisions. When you think of the similarities between now and the Frank Lampard demise, the parallels are painfully there. Big signings not performing, underwhelming results, giving away leads, an unhappy camp. This feels like it is moving in one direction. And unless we change something massive, such a shame. Do you know, I think I'm going to do a deeper video. Will you do me a favour? If you like the idea of me actually exploring how I think this will end, I might do it in the morning. Will you like the video just so I can tell? And if enough people want to do it, I will do a bit of research tonight and crack on with it. But that is just a heartbreaker. It really is. But yeah, I think I can do a video in the morning just drawing on the parallels between the end of Lampard and where Chelsea are at the moment, because the parallels are painful. Well, this was fun. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please consider clicking the subscribe button. I love the community that we're building on this channel, and it really does mean the world to me. So please click subscribe. Drop a like if you want to see that Tuchel video in the morning. I'll get to it now if enough people like the video. As always, go easy, step lightly, stay free.